الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهديه الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن نبينا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم عبد الله ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. One of the most remarkable gift of marriage is that it provides a legitimate platform, a legitimate haven where love can be expressed. The love that is kept within could be called love, but when it is expressed, it provides more familiarity, it provides haven for more conviviality, it provides the room for that love to sprout. It's just like when you plant a seed and you wet the seed. Marriage provides a place for love not only to be expressed but also to be nurtured, protected, and deepened. And the more you water the flower of love with expression, genuine expression at that, with action, sincere action, love grows in a marriage. But marriage is beautiful because it provides just like a nice envelope. That nice envelope is the marriage, but the content is love. So marriage provides a place for couples to share an environment where love is interchanged. And that is why one of the beauties of love is when you love someone and the person loves you in return. It's so beautiful. And we're going to get to that very quickly because one of the most tortuous experience, either for a man or a woman, is to love someone and that person does not love you. It could give you not only sleepless nights, it could harm you, it could hurt you emotionally, and even sometimes physically. When you see a beautiful home, nice residence, showing a display of outward success, that home is good, but it is not complete until there lives love in it. In other words, until there is an environment or that home provides an environment where love is interchanged. When you say a home that has adornment, beauties, but in the home there is no love, love is neglected or wounded or replaced by resentment or indifference, pride and constant criticism, then we can say that is not a home where love can grow. That you can call literally a glorified cell, a prison yard. Because in such a home, rather than that home or that marriage to provide an environment where love can be expressed, it makes love to be imprisoned, and so every discussion, every conversation, every interaction becomes mechanical, transactional, and companionship becomes like for convenience. Just let me just be there. I need to be in a marriage. I can't just be without marriage. So the guy or the girl, the lady or the man is just there just because of social construct, the milieu, the pattern. Let them not say that I'm not a married person. I got to get married to someone after all. So the man is not really in the marriage, or the lady is not in the marriage because it provides love, it provides serenity or happiness, but because conveniently I need to take myself off the social criticism that I am as old as this and yet I am not married. So we say the challenge is not just remaining in a marriage, but rediscovering what marriage worth. Because if marriage does not worth, if marriage is absent with love, if love is absent from marriage, we say that marriage becomes worthless. And that is the bottom line of our discussion tonight. Respected viewers, it is important for us to reflect on this theme because, like I mentioned earlier, if you have an experience of loving someone and that person does not love you in return, like I mentioned, it can be very, very torturous. You see, everybody needs love. Everybody needs love and everybody needs to be loved. This is a natural tendency of human being. Human beings loves to live in an environment where they are loved, where they are accepted, where they show them affection, where somebody shows them affection, appreciation, or they give them sense of belonging. Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that the heart of men, jubilatil qulub ala hubbi man ahsana ilayha wa bughdi man asaa ilayha, that the hearts of men have been trammeled to love an environment or the person that shows love to him or her, and to hate an environment or the person that shows hatred to him or her. So it is a natural propensity of man to love the person that loves him. So we say love goes because it is exchanged. You love someone, the person also loves you in return. That makes love to be very, very deep and profound. To love means to, when you love someone, some people might express love by saying, I love you. It's good. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam encourages that if you love someone, you tell the person, I love you. It's good to tell someone, like the case of the Sahaba who was told, go and tell him that you love him. Because when you tell someone that you love, I love you, the person realizes that, oh, really? So action is not only speaking, but spoken word is also speaking. Your expression shows that you really love the person that you loved. Apart from your action, your expression follows it up. Because I need to say this because in some instances you see some couples that they don't express love. They just know that I love my wife or I love my husband, and that is it. But it doesn't end there. Because if you love someone, it is only good and fair enough that you tell the person that you love him or you love her. So going into marriage, and we need to distinguish between saying I love you and I'm in love with you. Generally, a statement saying I love you can be general, but to say I am in love with you makes it matrimonial. It makes it relational. To say I love you could be general. You can say to someone I love you without an intention of marriage. And of course, I know in our own climate environment, if you tell someone I love you, then it means something is wrong. It's not something that is platonic now. The fact that you tell someone I love you, the person is sending a wrong signal because of the social construct. But in reality, to say I love you is general. But to say I am in love with you, that makes it relational and that makes it more within the context of marriage. So when you love within the context of marriage, it means you are being consistent with the partner that you have because you know that this person is dear to your heart, right? It shows that it shows that you value the person. It shows that emotionally you and the person, you are same and you are safe in the hands of that person. That person will not hurt you emotionally because you truly know that you love the person and the person loves you too. So marriage becomes beautiful when both parties coexist within the framework of this reality. When the reality portrays that I am talking to somebody that I love and the person that I love also loves me in return. That makes marriage to be so beautiful. And it is within this context that when, we need to compare and contrast these two edges. When someone says that I love you, and the other person does not elicit, the response is not being elicited from the other partner, it can be very, very exhausting. So you see, one partner gives love without receiving the same. At the end of the day, the person gets exhausted. I'm tired. Everything he does, everything she does is not being, there is no response. There is no return on investment, to use the word now. And on the same breath, when one only receives love but does not express the same, then it becomes entitlement, right? Because you're only there, you just receive the love the person shows, but you're not showing the other party, the other partner, that you love him or you love her. So here we want to balance it up, that you not only love someone, you love the person that loves you in return. That makes love to be in harmony and in consonance with the principle of marital relationship. Furthermore, respected viewers, healthy marriage creates a sonority. Healthy marriage creates a sonorous rhythm, a rhythm where both couple, husband and wife, they're able to key into that setting. They're able to align into that setting. Here you're talking about the wife that loves the husband and the husband that equally loves the wife. So it creates a sonority, a rhythm that the two of them constantly enjoy, because one gives, the other person receives. The other person gives, the other person receives. So you have an exchange or interchange of loving relationship. So it makes the love to be relational. Respected viewers, there are instances where somebody will be in marriage, like I mentioned earlier, just for the purpose of being in a relationship because of what the society would say. That is when you are only in the marriage because of coexistence. Now, if somebody remains in a marriage only because of coexistence, then we say such marriage will be bereft of emotional intimacy. Sometimes you have structural marriage, but not emotionally connected. So you have them structurally or societally, these two are married. But in terms of relationship, and here I'm going to speak a bit about, although I've heard some people who would say that it doesn't matter, that just marry someone, It doesn't, this lovey thing is just for infatuation. No, it's not for infatuation. The love that is expressed is like watering the plant. It makes it grow faster. You've planted the seed of love, water it. So how do you water the seed of love? When you make your relationship not just to be structural relationship, but also emotional relationship. And here we're talking about the kind of relationship where both parties express love. Now, how do you express it? You tell your partner, my darling, I love you. Romantic relationship. When you have regular kisses or pecking, when you have regular cuddling and hugging, when you have regular interaction and gisting, it shows that you're not only saying that you love, your action is speaking louder than the expression you have expressed that you love. When a marriage is bereft of this, then cold, frigid relationship sets in. And emotional coldness may include when conversation becomes purely functional, when there is absence of appreciation, when you just talk only on, like officialized thing. You're talking about structure, strictly what connects house bill, house rent, children's school fees, or how do we buy this or that. This is the only thing that connects them. There is no play or bantering. There is no expression of love. There's no safety now. Love is not safe. Because at the slightest impulse, the other guy can just get angry and the other person feels unsafe. You have gaslighting going on here. You have criticism going on here. The person is put constantly on evaluation, on the spotlight. So the love drops, although the marital relationship is still there. So when you have persistent criticism, lack of appreciation, emotional withdrawal, lack of tenderness, then we say that home is no longer worthy to be called a home. Rather, what we can call it is a prison where husband and wife are just caught because of convenience of what the society will say. Now, respected viewers, the truth is that love is not sustained automatically, because some people say that automatically they will get themselves together. No, it doesn't work out that way. So there has to be, deliberate and intentional action, taken by the duos of the husband and wife to make sure that their marriage survive. Right? You must ensure that your marriage survive based on the fact that the two of you are connected. Otherwise, the marriage becomes like an empty barrel that makes the loudest of noise. So this means that the duos of the husband and wife must engage in things that will make their marriage to be worthy of being a marriage that is filled with love. Now, when there is constant communication, when there is constant show of mercy, patience, and renewal or refreshing of the marriage, that marriage automatically will survive the vicissitude of time. Now, there is something I need to mention here very quickly, and that is that there will be roughs and tumbles on the journey of marriage. But what makes you to go on without losing your strength, without losing your steam, is your deliberate intention to make your marriage survive despite the roughs and the tumbles. We need to understand, respected viewers, that love, like I mentioned earlier, is not just emotion. No, love goes beyond just the emotion. Love needs to be activated. Right? You don't just say that I know he loves me or I know she loves me. No, express it. Express it, because the romantic feelings make love to grow. Saying it to the other party makes love to grow. Regular hugs and kisses make love to grow. When you go out together, it makes love to grow. When you discuss together, no argument, conversation, and you tell yourself stories that makes the two hearts to be united, it makes love to grow. But when this is replaced by criticism, suspicion, and gaslighting and others like that, you see the birds of love flying away from the home. And before you knew it, everybody is just being mechanical. Everybody, and marriage can be filled with so many dramas. So there are so many couples that know how to act film. If visitors are around, they can act perfect film, and you will feel like, wow, how do you see this guy relating very well? That is just for your own consumption and information. The reality, no love. They don't do that. They don't do that way, to be frank and to be real. They only acted that drama of love for you to see. So there is a need, therefore, to be committed to marriage, to be dependable partners in marriage, to see your partner as someone that is your soulmate for life. Now, when you have someone that is always connected to you, it makes the journey of marriage to be nice and peaceful, because now you have someone that is always emotionally available. You have someone that respects you. You have someone that is very willing and ready to protect your dignity. Someone that you can trust and rely on. Someone that will not backstab you. Someone that will not disclose your secret. And there are people, unfortunately, when the going is good, you see them, having so many things, together and stuff like this. But the moment, the marriage hit the rock, they begin to expose everything they had shared together. This is no love here. Love is so important that in marriage, it lubricates this heart. Your heart feels this sense for life. As long as you live, you keep cherishing the person that you love. This is very important. Like I mentioned earlier, it is for us to note that love is not only to say I love you, yes, but you cannot remove saying it in marriage. You can't wish it away that For your couple, you need to tell him or her that you love him or you love her. So you don't just say that I know he loves me or I know she loves me without expressing it. Love must constantly be validated. You must constantly revisit the love that you share and look at the things that bond you together. You must constantly talk about it. Because without this constancy, like birds fly away, the birds of love can fly away from marriage. Now let us try to examine right now what are the causes of love to grow cold. What are the things that can make love to grow cold? Sometimes relationship can suffer because sometimes the couple start very well on a very nice trajectory, but over time they begin to drift, and everything turns topsy-turvy, and neither the husband or the wife now love themselves. Now, when there are one of the things that can make love to grow cold is when there are unmet expectations. The guy or the girl feels that these are the things I expect to have. That is what some people call marriage a black market, like a place where you're not really sure what you're going to meet at the end of the day. But the point is with prayer, I believe that love can get better. But fundamentally, you need to marry right, because part of the problem that can make love to grow cold very, very easily, sometimes weeks into the marriage, sometimes months into the marriage, is not knowing the partner that you are being married to. You thought there's going to be this way, and eventually you met him or her the other way. So such unmet expectations could make marriage to go frigid without even over a very short period of time. It makes the couple to lose the steam of what initially connected them. And that is why you could have, we've had sad instances of a man eloping or a woman eloping from the marital bond because the guy or girl feels that this is not the person I want to marry to. This is not what I expect to see. So many things go into that anyway. Now, another thing that can make love to go so cold is when you stop communicating. When you don't communicate with yourself. You just expect that there should be some kind of understanding. I should know that this is what I want, or she should know that this is what I want. Such a tendency can make love to grow cold. Communication here could be verbal or non-verbal communication, but the point is that both partners should be able to create an environment where they can communicate, where both parties can express how they feel without being judged, without being judgmental. You allow your partner to express exactly the way they feel. Another thing that can make love to grow cold within a short time into the marriage is neglect, whether emotional neglect or physical neglect. When somebody is present and the person is like you feeling like the person is absent, and then when somebody is absent, you feel the person is present. This is emotion working here, because sometimes when someone is present physically but emotionally the person is absent, that means there is a gap in that relationship. And sometimes you can have someone that is physically absent but emotionally the person is present with you. So this is something that we need to check very, very well in our marriages, in order that we can regularly know that neither party, we need to check it out. Neither party is being neglected. Am I physically present? Yes. But am I also emotionally present? This is something that is very key here. Neglect in marriage can create withdrawal. Now, another thing that can make marriage to grow so frigid and cold is when you constantly use harsh words on your partner, whether it be the wife or the partner. When you constantly subject the person to criticism, use harsh words on him or her, these things affect the heart. And once the heart is wounded, then that sometimes it could be irreversible, because it weakens affection and it makes you to lose esteem. Now, why am I in this marriage anyway if he or she constantly criticizes me this way? Then when you're married to someone that is arrogant, it can make love to grow so frigid quickly. Because an arrogant person will be very wicked in a relationship. An arrogant person that is not humble enough to apologize for his fault or her fault cannot be a good partner in the business of marriage. That person would be oppressive. And oppression in marriage is something that can make marriage to grow very, very cold very quickly. Furthermore, when each partner refuse reconciliation, maybe something happened and we say, let us reconciliate, let us come back together, and one of them says, no, I'm not going to accept this. So this kind of hard-heartedness or stubbornness could make love to grow very cold very quickly. Now, when you are not intentional, in your romantic relationship, when you're not intentional in, your activities in the bedroom, some people don't take it very seriously because you feel that, I want to believe that we're talking to people who are matured enough. When you feel that in the other room, you're not really active. You are sounding oppressive, or what your partner is saying is not making him or her to be happy with you. It can make love to grow very, very cold very quickly. Now, one thing that we need to understand is that love rarely disappears one day. It fades over a period of time. So let us try to always and constantly ask questions. Are we really in tune? Are we really together? Is our marriage still intact? All these questions we need to constantly ask in order to revalidate our marital bond. Finally, respected viewers, everything has its own language. Everything has its own way of communication. The language of being loved is important to be spoken whenever you are in a relationship. You need to constantly speak the language of being loved. Speak to your spouse, speak to your partner, the language that portrays that I know he loves me or I know she loves me. People that receive or speak this language differently. Some people love that you should express it to them. So do. If your partner feels that I love it that you tell me that you love me every time, so tell him or her that you love him or you love her. Some partners, the language they understand is to hug regularly. They just want to hug regularly. So if that's what the partner loves, hug regularly. That is the language. So because every relationship has its own way of expression. If the language is, I want you to kiss me properly every time. I want you to, let's kiss regularly. If that is what the person understands, then you have to give it, because that is what the kind of language the person understands in the relationship. Some people like soft words. Okay? They like that you should talk to him or her softly. If that is the kind of language the person loves, then you have to give it to that person. Some people like to spend quality time together. They want to just be with you. Let's just sit down together, maybe in the house or somewhere outside, like having a picnic. If that is the kind of language the person understands, so let's go on regular outing together. Let's drive around together. Let's walk around, like a garden together. Let's have a picnic or hang out. If that is the kind of language the person loves, let us spend quality time together. Some people's language could be emotional attentiveness. You want just that whenever I'm talking to you, look into my eyes. I want to see you. Some people don't like that when you're talking to them, you look into your phone or you look into your laptop or you're engaged in something else and you pretend you're listening. Some people don't like this kind of language. So let us speak to our partner the kind of language they love. With this, we can rekindle the light of marriage, the light of love in our marriages. Love can be very, very beautiful in marriage. Love is the salt that makes the food of marriage to be sweet. It makes it to be so delicious. And you can't love someone too much. I've loved him too much. No, because love is beautiful. Let us try to exchange love. Let us speak beyond mechanical, transactional, logistics. Let us reintroduce appreciation into our homes. Let us create moments for us to connect with ourselves. Let us create times when we share valuable time together, eating together, working together, you know, gisting together, bantering and playing together. All this togetherness, let us try to revive them in our marriage. Love is very important in marriage, and if love is dead, then I can say that the marriage is over. And lastly, it is a trust that you have to love someone that is your husband or the wife. So show love and express it constantly and regularly, because that is the sweetener that sweetens the meal of marriage. I pray for you and myself that our marriages will be heaven of love and a place where love can grow from time to time. Amen. I really want to appreciate you for sticking around with us tonight. It's been nice having you around. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to further ask questions or interrogate, you can drop your comment now or pick it up, or you can have my contact. Then you can chat me up on WhatsApp, and we can exchange questions and conversations with a view to clearing some doubt and addressing some gray areas. This is very important. I really want to appreciate you. My WhatsApp line, like I mentioned earlier, is 080-668-28576. I repeat, 080-668-28576. And if you are from outside the country, you could add +234 to the 80, and then we can have a conversation. I wish you well, respected viewers, and I wish that your marriage will be sweetened with the beauty of love. Thank you. I remain yours, Dr. Gidado Taufik Mekdad. May Allah bless you. Thank you. Ma salamat.